The Arizona Cardinals enter the 2025 season with a lot of question marks surrounding this team. Head coach Jonathan Gannon has now been here for multiple seasons. Kyler Murray is multiple years into this extension now, and this Cardinals team is trying to figure out if they can build on another improvement from last year, finishing 8-9. But really felt like last year when they were 6-4 heading into their bye week, they had a reasonable chance of making the playoffs. Down the stretch, though, didn't necessarily pan out that way. Obviously, they won two more games the rest of the season, fell out of playoff contention, and now more questions enter the season whether or not Kyler Murray can truly lead a team to a Super Bowl in Arizona. They made big time moves this offseason through free agency and the draft, and they are primed to be much better in 2025. But can Kyler Murray do enough to elevate this team to a playoff berth? We are going to talk about that right now here on Blitz Sports Media. So let's get right into this video. What's going on, everybody? I'm Ryan Linkletter, and I am here with Dan Loya here. We are talking the Cardinals, whether or not Kyler Murray can lead this team to the postseason. And Dan himself has been at Cardinals training camp basically every single day so far. So we're going to have inside insights as to how this team is looking ahead of the preseason games. Dan, Kyler Murray, this is the year he needs to prove whether or not he can lead a team to the postseason. How is this Cardinals team looking so far in training camp?
Yeah, well, first off, yeah, I mean, Ryan, yeah, I've been at every camp, and as you can see behind me, I'm still here. I'm still grinding, and they haven't found me or kicked me out yet. but but
Still
yeah,
out
man,
there.
it's a big year. It's a big year for Kyler Murray, man. It's year 7. He was on Sirius XM this week, and he said, Michael Jordan didn't win a championship till year 7. So I mean, he's got a lot of work to do. I mean, let's make the playoffs first. But let's win the division maybe. But I mean, there's high hopes, man. The desert is dying for a team, man. A good football team, man. It's been a long time. I believe it's 2015 since they last. I know they won the division 10 years since they won the division in 2015. So it's exciting times. Everyone's real excited around here in the desert.
Yeah, and that's kind of the vibes a lot of training camps get is you have a lot of these teams that are talented, like the Arizona Cardinals. They have expectations of taking a big step forward, and things are exciting in training camp. Now, once we get to the season, everything feels like it starts to change just a little bit. We start to get a real look at how teams are looking. And this Arizona Cardinals team is improved heading into this year. They made big time moves, especially on the defensive side of the ball, which you mentioned also has looked very good in training camp so far. You had veterans like Calais Campbell, Josh Sweat. Sweat is obviously coming off of a really good season as a pass rusher for the Eagles. Defensively in the draft, you get Walter Nolan and Will Johnson somehow end up with one of the best starts to a draft class, and they added more defense after those guys. The defense looks really exciting, and a defensive-minded head coach in Jonathan Gannon is something that I'm excited to see. I mean, this team ranked 30th in pass rush win rate, and I think it was 26 in run stuff win rate last year. They needed an improvement on that side of the ball, and that's only going to help them be in more games and make more big time impacts, especially with that tough schedule. What are you expecting out of this defense heading into the year?
Yeah, well, it's going to be a much improved unit. I'm a big believer in them. They spend the Cardinals spent over 110 million on the defensive line this offseason, and going to training camp, it's real. Their line is big, it's fast, and they're going to come at you in waves. So I think Jonathan Gannon is trying to build something similar to Philadelphia, and they just won the Super Bowl. He was there in 2022 when they played the Chiefs and lost the heartbreaker. So he's trying to build something similar here in the desert, and it's real, man. They're fast. They got good linebackers in the back end led by Buda Baker. They're going to be a strong unit this year. So look out, and don't forget about second round pick Will Johnson. They stole
Yeah.
him in the second round this year, and he's looked just very solid so far.
Yeah, and I think the defensive part of the team turned from a weakness to a strength potentially. And the
Yeah,
main part of
absolutely.
this video is we're talking about why it's a make or break year for this team, specifically at the quarterback position and potentially at the offense coordinator position. Last year, the Arizona Cardinals were among one of the more average offenses in the NFL. Their run blocking, pass block, win rates were around the middle pack. Their, points were around the middle. And, Kyler Murray got that big time extension a few off seasons ago and is supposed to be the guy that elevates a team to a playoff berth, has these gaudy numbers in the regular season that carries a team. James Conner has actually been the most steady piece of this Cardinals offense with production year in and year out, staying on the field. And he's been a great signing for this team coming over from Pittsburgh. They drafted Marvin Harrison Jr. last year. And while a lot of people want to mention that he didn't necessarily live up to the lofty expectations of where he was drafted, I thought he played well with what the Cardinals asked him to do. Now, this Cardinals team basically returns everybody on offense from last year with no turnover in terms of the coaches as well. Should we expect a similar scheme from this Arizona Cardinals offense this year?
Yeah, it's gonna be exactly the same, man. They're running it back. Let's run it back 3 times in a row. That no changes. They drafted some offensive linemen. They drafted, Hayden Connor out of Texas. He's been playing at guard and center throughout camp. But, yeah, man, it's the same unit. They're running it back, and, some fans aren't happy about that, but that's what they're doing this year. I really believe that they're gonna rely on their defense this year. That's why they invested so much money. They're gonna be a defensive team, and they just want Kyler Murray to be a game manager. You don't have to play hero ball and, you know, force the ball in tight windows. Just we're gonna rely on our defense. We're gonna run the ball a lot. James Conner, they're gonna rely heavily on him again, and also Trey Benson. Trey Benson has looked sharp. So, just they're gonna be a defensive team. That's what they're gonna be this year.
Yeah, and the interesting part about that is feels like that's the story of the Cardinals for the first time in a long time since Kyler Murray took over, and probably the first time ever for him. I mean, even when the Cliff Kingsbury teams were with Kyler, they didn't necessarily have like a loaded defense that, took a lot of pressure off the offense. Kyler Murray
Yeah.
isn't the type of player like, a Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen that if their defense is not doing good, he can go win them a game because he's just that good. Kyler Murray's just not that player. And I think everybody understands that at this point in his career. But where Kyler Murray can be successful is having a Jared Goff type season for the Arizona Cardinals, playing well within the system, not turning the ball over a ton, right? And obviously Kyler still has those legs with him. You have a combination of Trey McBride and Marvin Harrison Jr., who you could arguably say both those guys are top 10 talents at their position, right? Trey McBride, obviously, probably a top 4, top 3 player. Marvin Harrison Jr., really talented, but he's not utilized very well. This offense relies heavily with Drew Petzing as the coach of an intermediate type passing game. It's not a down the field passing game. They want to, run stuff over the middle of the field and they want to check the ball down really quickly. And Kyler Murray doesn't look downfield a lot. The biggest concern for me is they utilize Marvin Harrison Jr. the most for deep routes. His ADOT was 14.1 last year, but Murray only had a 10.2% deep throw rate. Do you think Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be more of a decoy in this offense again, or are they doing more to get him evolved this season?
Yeah, no, absolutely not, man. So far throughout camp, he's looked just like the fourth overall pick. It seems like every day he makes a highlight reel catch. He's all over Twitter, ESPN. It's been crazy. He's real, man. The noise he made this offseason is he bulked up from 209 to 220, and he's rocked up, man. You can see it. He's jacked. He looks great out there, and he's even more explosive, even with all the added weight. And the thing is, I believe he only broke 1 tackle last year. So
Yep.
it's not just gonna help him for contested catches. He's gonna break a lot of tackles. So when they dink and dunk, like you said, they don't throw deep a lot. He's gonna be able to get the ball on a 5-yard slant, a hitch, whatever it is, and he's gonna be able to break a DB's tackle this year. So look out for him to have a lot of yards after the catch this season.
So the biggest question that everybody's here for, though, is the true make or break nature of Kyler Murray at the quarterback position, right? We mentioned that he doesn't have to go be a top 5 quarterback in the league to have success in Arizona with the improved defense, right? A scheme that relies a lot on intermediate throwing and relying on players to make plays with the ball in their hands. What can Kyler Murray do this season to earn himself a starting role next year? Because I'm not sure if that's guaranteed if Kyler Murray goes 7-10 this year and puts up the numbers he did last year.
Yeah, that's the main mystery, Ryan. I mean, you just got to lay out the facts. Monty Ossenfort, he came in and he didn't sign Kyler Murray to the extension. He inherited him, so it's not his guy. And he comes from New England. They believe in big quarterbacks. Just look at Tom Brady all those years. They like big pocket
A
quarterbacks. Okay,
big
Kyler isn't.
quarterback is the opposite of Kyler Murray.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I mean they like a guy who can stay in the pocket, can take hits and throw dots all over the field. So it's gonna be a big year for Kyler. Uh, They didn't draft him. And one interesting thing, we got a long way to go, okay? But Monty Ossenfort signed Jacoby Brissett this offseason. He spoke highly of him this week on Cardinals YouTube channel. You can check it out. Interview with Dave Pash. But he drafted Jacoby Brissett in New England. He's a big believer in him. He talked highly of him. So I mean, he brought him in here to light a fire on Kyler Murray. If Kyler Murray's struggling, it's a big if, okay? But if he's struggling later in the year and he's not, they're losing games, don't be surprised if Jacoby gets some run at some point during the season.
Listen, that's the most fascinating part about that Cardinals situation is if Kyler Murray does not live up to the expectations of this year that the team's expecting of him, there's a realistic chance like you have a veteran like Jacoby Brissett that gives this team a winning opportunity. And the Cardinals that's all they're going for at this point. The expectations are to win the division. The expectations are to go play good football. And this team, we talked about this before the show, their schedule is easier to start the season, but finishes really tough. If Kyler Murray is struggling during those first 10 weeks of the season and they have harder games down the stretch, it's going to get even worse as it goes. And if Kyler Murray does not get off to the hot start that he needs to get off to, this team is going to be looking for a new quarterback in 2026. Obviously, Jacoby Brissett is not the long-term option at the quarterback position. He is more of a one-year rental type, and they obviously are going to try to find another guy. But you are in a situation as the Arizona Cardinals are where Kyler Murray's on a massive extension, right? You are stuck in probably drafting past pick 10 at this point with the talent on this roster. And there's not necessarily like a surplus of veteran quarterbacks that are going to be available next offseason. So you look at the situation you're in right now and say, man, if Kyler Murray does not pan out for us this year, what the hell are we going to do at quarterback? It is very tough to see. And obviously, what they could do as well is they clean house. They, take out all the offensive coordinators. They redo the entire offensive coaching staff and say, hey, maybe we give Kyler one more coordinator to see how it is. But it's like Groundhog Day in Arizona if they do that again. He's been through multiple coaching staffs
Yeah.
now, and he looks like the same player he did as his rookie season.
Yeah, so I want to chime in on this. So there's one stat about Jacoby Brissett that's out there that's pretty interesting. It says Jacoby Brissett has the lowest career interception percentage in NFL history among
Wow.
quarterbacks with at least 1,500 passing attempts. He's got the same interception percentage as Aaron Rodgers, okay? Hall of Famer Aaron Rodgers. That's an interesting stat. So like I said, they just need Kyler to play clean football. We don't need you to win the game. Okay, not like that, but I'm saying they need him to just play smart. Don't make stupid mistakes. Don't fumble. Don't throw a pick. Okay, we're just play a clean game. Rely on our defense. Let's run the ball. Okay, that's what they want him to do. Jacoby can do that. Jacoby can do just that. So I just keep an eye on him this year.
100%. Well, guys, there it is. Kyler Murray's make or break season for an Arizona Cardinals team that has playoff aspirations during the 2025 season. Let us know down in the comment section below how important this 2025 year is for Kyler Murray. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button here on Blitz Sports Media, and me and Dan will catch you guys next time.